The shrill ring of my phone tore through the silence at 2 a.m. I bolted upright in bed with my heart slamming against my ribs. The police dispatcher sounded calm but firm on the other end of the line. Karen had dialed 911 claiming my dog was a vicious neighborhood threat. I sat there frozen in stunned disbelief, rubbing sleep from my eyes. Max was snoring peacefully at the foot of my bed like always. How could anyone label my gentle giant as dangerous? I am Anna, a 35-year-old graphic designer who moved here 6 months ago. Willowbrook Estates seemed like the perfect quiet suburban restart after my divorce. Tree-lined streets and identical beige houses promised peace and order. The HOA entrance sign warned of strict rule enforcement from day one. But I had no idea the president named Karen would become my nightmare. She patrolled the neighborhood like a self-appointed queen with zero mercy. Her first complaint arrived by certified mail just 2 weeks after I settled in. It claimed my dog Max appeared aggressive and intimidated residents on site. I laughed it off at first, thinking it was an honest mistake. Max is a 100-pound Labrador mix with the soul of a giant teddy bear. He loves belly rubs, treats, and every single person he meets. Karen did not care about his sweet personality one bit. She fixated only on his size and occasional excited bark. I tried introducing her to him one bright afternoon on my lawn. "See, he is just a big love bug," I said with a warm smile. Karen recoiled as if Max were a wild beast ready to strike. "Your pet violates Section 4 of the pet policy," she snapped back sharply. I felt the first hot spark of irritation but kept my voice steady. From that moment I decided to fight back with pure creative compliance. Every single morning I picked a brand new ridiculous outfit for Max. The goal was simple: to prove he was anything but scary. Day 1 featured a bright blue superhero cape with a bold S emblem. We paraded down the block as neighbors stopped and stared in amusement. The cape fluttered dramatically in the gentle morning breeze. Karen spotted us from her window and her jaw dropped in horror. She marched over later that day, clutching a clipboard like a weapon. "This is not what I meant by addressing the issue," she hissed furiously. I shrugged innocently and replied, "He is not scary now, is he?" Her eyes narrowed into angry slits while she scribbled more notes. The next morning I went even bolder with a full clown costume. Oversized shoes, a red nose, and rainbow wig completed the look. Children giggled loudly as we passed their front yards happily. Karen nearly exploded when she witnessed the colorful spectacle up close. She called an emergency HOA board meeting that very same evening. Her voice shook with rage as she described my so-called mockery. "Anna is undermining community standards," she claimed to the group loudly. I listened silently on the call while recording every single word. Tension thickened like storm clouds over our once peaceful suburb. Neighbors began whispering and avoiding eye contact at the mailboxes. Some canceled casual chats near my yard out of sudden caution. But a few gave me secret thumbs up when Karen looked away. I sighed deeply each night, planning the next ridiculous ensemble carefully. The smell of fabric glue and felt filled my craft room. Day 3 brought a pirate theme with a tiny hat and eye patch. Max trotted proudly as the stuffed parrot on his back jingled. Karen left a handwritten warning note taped to my mailbox overnight. It threatened daily fines if I continued this so-called mockery. I photographed the note and added it to my growing evidence folder. Her shaky handwriting showed exactly how unhinged she was becoming. The harassment ramped up as the weeks stretched into a full month. She showed up at my door at random hours demanding immediate compliance. "Your costumes are causing distress to vulnerable residents," she declared pompously. I crossed my arms and met her gaze without flinching even once. "Distress from a dog in a tutu, really, Karen?" I asked sarcastically. She huffed and stormed off in a cloud of expensive perfume. Social attacks followed as her rumors spread like poison through the grapevine. Playdates near my yard were suddenly canceled without explanation. I felt the unfair weight pressing on my shoulders every single day. But I refused to let her petty power trip break my spirit. Instead, I doubled down on the suits with even wilder creativity. One morning Max wore a full Victorian ball gown with delicate lace. The fabric swished elegantly during our daily walk around the block. Karen almost had a meltdown witnessing the elegant absurdity firsthand. She pulled out her phone and filmed me with aggressive shakes. "This will go straight to the authorities," she threatened in a shrill tone. I smiled sweetly for her camera and waved without a care. My own videos captured her unprofessional outbursts perfectly every time. The air always felt thick and electric whenever our paths crossed. Then one warm afternoon, everything boiled over into full chaos. Karen claimed Max had chased a child near the playground area. She called police and animal control in a complete hysterical frenzy. Sirens wailed as the patrol car stopped right in my driveway. Max stood there proudly in his latest bright yellow bumblebee suit. The officers stepped out struggling to hide their obvious smiles. Karen pointed wildly, her face flushed with pure self-righteous fury. "Arrest that woman for endangering everyone," she demanded in a loud voice. The lead officer turned to me with a calm, questioning look. I explained the full situation while showing my leash and tags clearly. "Max has never harmed a soul, officer," I stated factually. Then I played my saved videos of every previous encounter. They watched Karen unravel on screen in complete silent disbelief. The animal control officer even knelt down to pet Max gently. Karen's wild lies crumbled instantly under the weight of real proof. But she refused to quit and doubled down on fresh accusations. She filed another formal complaint with the full HOA board the next day. I requested every record and prepared my detailed counter-argument thoroughly. My evidence binder had grown thick with timestamps, notes, and emails. Karen made her fatal mistake during one late-night angry email rant. She accidentally copied me on a thread admitting her personal vendetta. The words laid out her targeted harassment in black and white. I forwarded everything to the entire board with a polite cover letter. An emergency meeting was scheduled for the following weekend right away. I arrived early and set up my full presentation with steady hands. The room crackled with tension as members flipped through my binder. Karen sat across from me, fidgeting and avoiding my calm stare. She tried interrupting, but the chairman shut her down firmly. Video after video played showing her unreasonable demands in clear detail. The ridiculous suits only highlighted how absurd her original complaint truly was. Board members exchanged shocked glances and shook their heads slowly. Her face drained of color with every minute that ticked by. The final vote came after a long but fair discussion. Karen was removed as president effective immediately by unanimous decision. She stood up abruptly, knocking her chair back with a clatter. Without another word, she stormed out, slamming the door behind her. A deep wave of relief washed over me as the gavel sounded. The new president offered a sincere apology for the entire ordeal. Peace finally settled over Willowbrook Estates like a warm, soft blanket. Neighbors started waving hello again without any trace of fear. I still dress Max in a ridiculous suit now and then for fun. It has become our happy little tradition that lights up faces. Karen sold her house and moved far away within 2 months. The neighborhood feels lighter and brighter without her constant shadow. In the end, the only truly scary thing was unchecked petty power. Turns out a Karen drunk on tiny authority is the real joke.